All over the country, they're burning flags. All over the world, they burn the American flag. And as you know, through a very sad court, I guess it was a 5-4 decision, they called it freedom of speech. But there's another reason which is perhaps much more important. It's called death. And what the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail, no early exits, no nothing.
U.S. President Donald Trump's latest executive order is stirring controversy, and not just from his usual critics. On August 25th, Trump signed an order targeting flag burning, directing the Attorney General to prosecute violations of laws involving flag desecration. The order also calls for litigation to clarify how the First Amendment applies to flag burning and instructs Attorney General Pam Bondi to refer cases violating state and local laws to local authorities. The move follows months of protests where demonstrators burned American flags at anti-Israel and anti-ICE rallies. But this time, the backlash didn't just come from the left. Trump faced rare criticism from conservatives on social media, many of whom argued that flag burning, however offensive, is protected free speech under the Constitution. Reacting to Trump's order, critics argued that it goes against America's core values. Evolutionary biologist Colin Wright wrote that banning flag burning is absurd anti-free speech and peak snowflake behavior. Conservative radio host Jesse Kelly also blasted the order. He said while he would never harm the American flag, having a president dictate that he can't makes him feel closer than ever to burning one. Radio host Dana Loesch also weighed in, calling flag burning vile, but stressing that the government has no right to control speech or expression. Conservative commentator Erick Erickson also pushed back, saying the move is not brilliant. While he agreed with the sentiment, Erickson noted that constitutional law is clear. Flag burning is protected free speech, and a president cannot simply create new crimes through executive action. A 22-year Army veteran was arrested near the White House on Monday after setting fire to an American flag just hours after President Donald Trump signed an executive order targeting flag burning. The veteran Jay Carey, a retired combat soldier and Bronze Star recipient, was taken into custody following the incident in Lafayette Park. Authorities are reviewing the circumstances surrounding the flag-burning protest. However, some conservatives defended the executive order, saying that the order's text refers only to specific situations involving flag burning. Defending Trump's executive order, Vice President J.D. Vance praised the late Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia as both brilliant and genuinely kind. He noted that President Trump's order aligns with Texas versus Johnson, but added that the ruling itself was wrong, siding with former Chief Justice William Rehnquist's dissent. In 1989, the Supreme Court ruled 5-4 in Texas versus Johnson that the First Amendment protects flag burning as a form of political expression, with conservative icon Justice Antonin Scalia in the majority. But President Trump's executive order, while acknowledging that landmark ruling, states that flag burning can still be prosecuted if it is likely to incite imminent lawless action or qualifies as fighting words.
This is an executive order on flag burning. It charges your Attorney General.
Would you listen to this? This is very important. Flag burning. All over the country, they're burning flags. All over the world, they burn the American flag. And as you know, through a very sad court, I guess it was a 5-4 decision, they called it freedom of speech. But there's another reason which is perhaps much more important. It's called death. Because what happens when you burn a flag is the area goes crazy. If you have hundreds of people, they go crazy. You can do other things. You can burn this piece of paper. But when you burn the American flag, it incites riots at levels that we've never seen before. People go crazy. In a way, both ways. There are some that are going crazy for doing it. There are others that are angry about them doing it. Do you want to discuss that?
Sure. So what the executive order does, sir, it charges your Department of Justice with investigating instances of flag burning, and then where there's evidence of criminal activity, where prosecution wouldn't fall afoul of the First Amendment, and instructs the Department of Justice to prosecute those who who are engaged in these instances of flag burning.
And what the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail, no early exits, no nothing. You get 1 year in jail. If you burn a flag, you get, and what it does is incite to riot. I hope they use that language, by the way. Did they?
Yeah, incitement is
incite to riot. And you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail. You don't get 10 years, you don't get 1 month. You get 1 year in jail, and it goes on your record. And you will see flag burning stopping immediately, just like when I signed the Statute and Monument Act. 10 years in jail if you hurt any of our beautiful monuments. Everybody left town. They were gone. Never had a problem after that. It's pretty amazing. We stopped it. But this is something that's, I don't know, in a certain way it's equally as important. Some people would say it's more important. Because the people in this country don't want to see our American flag burned and spit on. And by people that are, in many cases, paid agitators. They're paid by the radical left to do it. You talk to these people, they don't even know, half of them don't even know what they're doing. They say, I don't know, they gave me money to do this. I see the same things that you do. They're bad people. They're trying to destroy our nation. That's not working, because I think our nation now is the most respected nation anywhere in the world, by far. You saw that with the European leaders on Friday. You saw that with NATO, where they agreed to go from 2% no pay to 5% fully paid up, trillions of dollars paid, where they respect your president to a level that they jokingly call me the president of Europe. They call me the president of Europe, which is an honor. I like Europe, and I like those people. They're good people. They're great leaders. And we've never had a case where 7 plus really 28, essentially 38 countries were represented here the other day. 38 European countries were represented. European and other countries were represented. And it was a great meeting. But your country is respected again. I say it all the time. 1 year ago, our country was dead. Everybody said it. We had a dead country. We were not going to survive. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. So it's an honor to be involved. And this group has a lot to do with it, right behind me. Does anybody behind me have anything? Pam, would you like to say something?
Sure, President. Thank you for keeping D.C. safe. You know, just a couple examples of a mother, a single mom, whose house was burglarized, and the defendant got out on cashless bail, went back the next night and burglarized her house again. That's why this is so important. A man got in a fight with another guy. He had a gun. He was let out. Next night, he got up, went back, and killed him. So that's why it's so important, President, what you're doing. And thank you for protecting the American flag. And we'll do that without running afoul of the First Amendment as well.